let me invite Mr. Asad Zaidi, Program Director, MPI, to come on stage and enlighten us with his words.
Thank you, Zivrez and Adam. I've actually been given a script for what I'm going to say today, and I have to follow it until. Your Excellency, High Commissioner of Australia, Mrs. Margaret Adams, the Senior Trade and Investment Commissioner for South Asia, Nicola Watkinson, Mr. Azhar Shah, Country and Regional Manager for Australia, and one of our really good friends and supporters, respected faculty members, both in-house and visiting faculty, parents, relatives, and family members of our graduating students, our special guests from the media, MPI staff and students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. First of all, thank you all for being here. Welcome to this annual dinner. It's a particular honor and privilege, High Commissioner, that you've consented to grace this occasion. I hope this will be the first of many such occasions with India. This annual dinner is a special occasion where we celebrate the achievements of our graduating students and get an opportunity to meet the extended MDI community. Now, it is not unusual at this juncture for me to do a 60-minute presentation on the benefits of higher education in Pakistan. But I think I'm going to spare you that. And I'm going to just allocate a few minutes to talk about why we are celebrating today, and talk a little bit about who MDI is and where we are heading to in the future. MDI started in 1999-2000, and in 2002 we partnered with the University of Southern Queensland in Australia. Now, USQ is an authentic, federally funded government university in Australia. And its forte has always been the delivery of global, flexible education in different countries. So USQ operates in not just Australia, it's in South Africa, it's in the USA, it's got partners in China, and a very big base of partners in China, in India, in Sri Lanka, here in Pakistan, and many other countries around the world. And the nice thing about USQ is that they customize the program to the country. So when they first came here, they said to us, do you want a true blue Australian program in Pakistan, or do you want a diluted version? And we said, no, we don't want a diluted version. We want the true blue Aussie program, but please, it must be at Pakistani prices. That's the challenge. And that's what they agreed to. And this is why we now have an international degree program that is affordable, perhaps not for every Pakistani, but for quite a few Pakistanis in this country. Over the years, since our relationship with USQ, MDI has contributed more than 1,000. If you also consider for a moment the foreign exchange and cost saving resulting from so many students getting an authentic Australian degree right here in Pakistan. And by the way, this degree is identical to the on-campus version, with the exception of the cost. It's 1/3 the cost. You can imagine the amount of foreign exchange savings amounting to millions of dollars over so many students. And with the MBA in particular, with our senior working professional students, the huge benefit that they can continue to work in their jobs, they stay in the country, the salaries continue, the work experience keeps getting accumulated while they get an international degree in parallel right here. And I think that's a huge benefit that we offer and not many people understand and appreciate. We consider this to be a very important contribution to the ecosystem, the education ecosystem in Pakistan. Our graduates work in executive and senior management positions with some of Pakistan's smartest companies, with development organizations, with multinational organizations. Some, as you might have been introduced to, run their own businesses. Quite a few of our alumni work as senior managers in the Middle East, some in Australia, some in the United Kingdom, and obviously quite a few here, right here in Pakistan. In terms of the programs that we offer, very briefly, MDI offers a variety of programs from USQ. First of all, the Bachelor of Business Administration for our school and college leavings, the MBA with multiple specializations from HR, finance, leadership, digital transformation. We have a Master of Project Management, and USQ has also entrusted to us, which they haven't to many partners, a very unique program which is called the Dual Masters. And the Dual Masters gives 2 degrees, almost for the price of one, just a little bit more now, just a bit more in terms of duration. And the Dual Masters is an MBA and a Master of Project Management degree. And it's now recognized, as all our other programs are, by the Higher Education Commission. And at least 1 or 2 students today will be going through receiving the rewards for this program. You may be interested to know that in the coming months, we are going to launch a new program. And this is going to be the very first Australian law degree in Pakistan. Nobody in Pakistan has attempted this before, okay? So this is an Australian LLB. Pakistan is full of graduates from Punjab University, from the University of London. And when USQ asked me, would an Australian law degree work in Pakistan? I told them, I don't know, but we're going to give it a try. And we think the law degree will really work very well here, because unlike the University of London 1-year program, you study for 1 year and at the end of that you do exams. This is a semester-based system, a 3-year law degree. We are currently running it past the Pakistan Bar Council and the Higher Education Commission, and as soon as we get the approval for that, we will be launching that program here in Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, no business school can thrive and provide relevant and practical guidance to its students unless it builds industry know-how and links as well. You will be pleased to know that MDI is not just a business school. We are now an established corporate training and consultancy organization that has been offering capacity building programs to organizations and individuals in all 3 sectors, corporate, development, and public, and to clients in all major cities of Pakistan. We also offer entrepreneurship development programs in collaboration with IFC, which is a member of the World Bank. And we have recently completed a very large project involving the development of content for women entrepreneurs. The client was the IFC Washington Gender Secretariat. One of the directors in MDI, Dr. Yasmin, is also responsible for a new initiative, which is the Center for Gender and Policy. And this signals MDI's desire to be involved in development sector initiatives as well. Finally, let me share with you the news that MDI will soon be moving into new premises. An independent corporate campus with twice the amount of space we have now, where our students will be allowed to have concerts and recreational activities as they've always wanted. And also additional space for accommodating all the new programs we are planning. We've often been told by our students that you're a little bit too corporate. can we get a little bit more funky? So this campus will actually give you that opportunity and that facility. And I see Abdul Rahman there smiling. So now you have no more excuses. And as soon as the building is ready for housewarming, I look forward to welcoming all of you there again. In summary, let me just say the building, the library, and the infrastructure is of course important and useful. But what is most important to us is the quality of the students and the graduates. That is the main outcome. That is what we are proud of, and that is the reason we are here today. So thank you all once again for joining us today. In particular, High Commissioner, thank you again for your presence. And I would like to wish all our students and graduates much success in their future. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Her Excellency, the High Commissioner of Australia, Mrs. Margaret Adams.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, graduates and students and family. I always like to mention family because family is incredibly important as part of what I'd like to call the equity of all of our lives, but certainly when it comes to the higher education, the support of one's family, whether they are your parents, whether they are your partners or your children or your extended family, they are incredibly important. So I'm really delighted to see that we have some family here with us tonight. It's marvellous to see the faculty, teachers, the scholars, and also, of course, all of the corporate area responsible for what is clearly quite a remarkable institution. I was asked by my colleague and friend Ashar if I would like to come along to this event this evening, and as I tend to be rather partial to educated-related events, I said, well, of course I'd like to come. I didn't really have much of a concept of what I was coming to because, as you will realise, I haven't been very long here in Pakistan. My husband and I only arrived at the end of June in time for Ramadan, and we have had the very great opportunity of experiencing Ramadan here in Pakistan this year, which has been a very, very fine experience for my husband and I. And today I had the very great honour to meet with President Hussein as I presented to him my formal letter of appointment as Australia's High Commissioner here. But I have not been idle in the time that I've been here over the last few weeks. My time has also included 2 meetings already with the Higher Education Commission Chairman, and on the last occasion we were very pleased, I was very pleased, I think he was too, but I was very pleased to be a witness. He was actually a signatory to a number of what they were calling documents of understanding with a range of Australian universities. So this particular institution has a very exclusive relationship with the University of Southern Queensland. But what I think is also good to know is that the dynamic between our 2 countries in the education sector, particularly in the higher education sector, is growing all the time. And it's growing in the different flexible forms as well. So we've just heard how important the Higher Education Commission is in terms of its granting of permissions for such an innovative, such a revolutionary idea as having an Australian law degree delivered in Pakistan. With our Commonwealth connections, with our common legal genesis, I guess, would be the right way of putting that. I would be very optimistic that such a course would not only be manageable to create with high relevance to Pakistani law framework and jurisprudence here. But I would have thought it would be, in a way, a cutting-edge approach, and I think it's a remarkably innovative and creative approach, and I really do commend that broadening, because I think that as we see already the uptake of higher degrees in this institute, that combination of the corporate with the law, it's a very powerful one. And if this institute is going to be permitted by the Higher Education Commission to go down that path, then I think that will be a very exciting thing indeed. But as I was mentioning those other Australian universities, so University of Southern Queensland, Toowoomba, very, very lovely place in southern Queensland by its very name. But we also have universities in New South Wales and in Victoria that are partnering with these documents of understanding to be offering scholarship programs for, normally at this stage, for Doctors of Philosophy study, PhD studies in Australia. But the number, when the chairman of the Higher Education Commission mentioned to me the numbers, I was quite set back in my chair, because the Australian government also provides scholarships. And those scholarships, they're pretty exclusive. You know, they run in total up to about 80 per year. And when the chairman said, it looks like we're going to be having something like 200, I said, oh goodness, Mr. Chairman, that sounds extraordinary, that's a wonderful thing. And yet I'm delighted to say that it is indeed the case, and it looks like that's going to continue to grow. So these are again, private sector innovation, just like MDI. It's a private sector initiative to go forward in that way together, not relying on government funding. What I very much like to hear also about this unique, it seems to me, unique arrangement between the MDI and the University of Southern Queensland is the delivery in country of high quality courses, which are resulting in high quality degrees. One of those that is, I'm terribly sorry, I think a graduate, but maybe still studying. But anyway, one of those that I've already met around the room this evening demonstrated very pointedly that it's not just between MDI and USQ that there is a good intersection, as it were, in terms of recognition of these study modules. But you can go offshore to a place like Canada and find that your course that you have been undertaking here is counted with credits towards further study at quality institutions in another country which is full of quality educational institutions. So that's another very exciting element in my view in terms of, sometimes I use the term Lego degrees or building block degrees, where students can find, they find some part of their degree can be done here. And I know already with the USQ, some part of the degree option can be done down at USQ. But clearly there are other choices available as well, and that's a very exciting thing. Because I think, and I'll come very, very soon to the end of my remarks, but I think that one of the very, very important things about all that is happening here, it's not just building Pakistan's cadre of highly educated people. It's not just building the performance of this institute in capacity building and consultancy, which is again a very important role that such an institute as this can play in providing services to important partners such as the IFC, to other international partners, but most importantly in terms of Pakistan, to Pakistani partners, and building up the indigenous capacity of Pakistani institutions at all levels, as you've been saying. So it's incredibly important work. But the last thing I want to say is that it's incredibly exciting in terms of international connections. And that's one of the features that Australia has found, reaching all the way back I was struck that this particular initiative got underway in 1999. Australia has been offering scholarships and has been interacting in the higher education sector since the 1950s. The Colombo Plan, and before I came to Pakistan, I was pleased just to quite spontaneously find myself in the company of Colombo Plan alumni who had studied in Australia. And this was a remarkable thing. People who are getting on a little bit, like I am in years, but still very excited about the whole experience that they had had. And it was, again, not just the study. It was the opportunity to study together with people from other countries. So the alumni experience is a very powerful one. And I think a number of people I've also met tonight are in the IT sector, the communications sector. Technology today is allowing our alumni to reach out to each other, to undertake innovative intersection with other researchers and other scholars, other alumni, other business people, all over the world. And so really, as we say, the sky is the limit in terms of communication and cooperation in that way. The people-to-people links, mutual understanding, respect for each other, pushing the limits in terms of international cooperation, international understanding, and all the time building on what has begun with an education that has this exciting edge to it. So I commend very strongly indeed, this Institute for the imagination that is shown. I think it is, as I said before, a remarkable example of what can be done. And I think that the numbers speak for themselves. And I'm sure that, as Mr. Director was saying, with a new campus, there's going to be more space. I can but imagine that the numbers are going to continue to grow, and it's a very exciting thing. So congratulations, everybody. I'm looking forward very much to shaking some hands.